Shout out to my daughter Abigail and her wonderful Christmas gift she gave me, this gratitude journal, which actually inspired me to go back and rewatch episode 2 of season 3 of The Chosen and realize why it got me just the way it did. Thank you, Abby. I will always love you, Abigail Ann, joy of her father. James 1 2 through 4 tells us, "Count it all joy, brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds. For you know the testing of your faith produces steadfastness, and let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing." Our ops really are the blackest. Believe it or not, PTS has only been recognized and studied for about half a century now. And about 2 decades ago, the term TBI, or traumatic brain injury, wasn't very common at all. You scarcely even heard it outside of medical circles, unless, of course, you were fortunate enough to be on the receiving end of one. Enter the global war on terrorism. Well, lucky us. Truth be told, I must have asked God 1,000 times, why? I got mine in 1993, and this year will close out 3 decades of enduring the invisible wounds of war. Praise God. Praise God? Ron, what the heck do you mean, praise God? Are you thanking God that you have post-traumatic stress and traumatic brain injury? Raj. The Apostle Paul also asked God to remove the thorn from his side, not once, but 3 times. Now, this is generally where my NCO senses kick in. Imagine, if you will, going to the absolute top of your chain of command, just as Paul did. Imagine approaching, say, as a non-commissioned officer in the Army, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff with a pretty monumental request that makes complete sense to you. Now imagine being face to face with your request from your lips to his ears, and your petition is soundly rejected. Not once, but 3 times. And not only that, but you're also told each time that everything you've received up to this point in your life, as well as forgiveness for everything you've ever thought, said, or did, is sufficient. If we're being honest with ourselves, we know he's right. I have to think that after that first experience with divine rejection, that Paul, as arrogant as he could have been, as when he was still known as Saul of Tarsus, could have easily been swayed by his feelings, which would have betrayed him, in this instance, thereby cloaking himself in victimhood. I suppose it would have been fairly easy to do. Lots of people do it every day still. But that's not what happened. I have to tell you, I'm not the first one to ask God this question, nor will I'm sure be the last. I opened this segment with a verse from James, which is still a great one to go by. But I'm going to give you one that gave me a true degree of peace about my conditions. 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 8 through 10 tells us, 3 times I pleaded with the Lord about this, that it should leave me. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in your weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly of my weakness, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me. For the sake of Christ, then, I am content with weakness, insults, hardships, persecutions, and calamities. For when I am weak, then I am strong. Recently, during Season 3, Episode 2 of The Chosen, you know it's one of my favorite shows, our disciple James, another disabled guy with an affliction, asked Jesus this very question.
Proclaiming as you go, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Heal the sick. Cast out demons.
Forgive me, I'm not always confident to speak.
Slow to speak. It's a very good quality.
I wanted to ask you a question.
Please?
So you're sending us out with the ability to heal the sick and lame. Yes, that is what you said.
Yes.
So you're telling me that I have the ability to heal. Forgive me, I just find that difficult to imagine with my condition, which you haven't healed.
Do you want to be healed?
Yes, of course, if that's possible.
I think you've seen enough to know it's possible.
Then why haven't you?
Because I trust you.
What?
Little James. Precious little James. I need you to listen to me very carefully. Because what I'm going to say defines your whole life to this point and will define the rest of your life. Do you understand? In the Father's will, I could heal you right now. And you'd have a good story to tell, yes?
Yes, that you do miracles.
And that's a good story. But there are already dozens who can tell that story. And there will be hundreds more, even thousands. But think of the story that you have, especially in this journey to come, if I don't heal you. To know how to proclaim that you still praise God in spite of this. To know how to focus on all that matters, so much more than the body. To show people that you can be patient with your suffering here on earth because you know you'll spend eternity with no suffering. Not everyone can understand that. How many people do you think the Father and I trust this with? Not many.
But the others, there's so much more.
So much more what?
I don't know. Stronger? Better at this?
James, I love you. But I don't want to hear that ever again.
I know how easy it is to say the Song of David, that I fearfully and wonderfully made. But it doesn't make this any easier. And in this group, it doesn't make me feel like any less of a burden.
A burden? First of all, it is far easier to deal with your slow walking than it is to deal with Simon's temper. Trust me. Are you fast? Do you look impressive when you walk? Maybe not. But these are things the Father doesn't care about. You are going to do more for me than most people ever dream. So many people need healing in order to believe in me. or they need healing because their hearts are so sick. That doesn't apply to you. And many are healed or not healed because the Father in heaven has a plan for them which may be a mystery. And we remember what Job said. The Lord gives, and the Lord takes away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. When you pass from this earth, and you meet your Father in heaven, where Isaiah promises you will leap like a deer, your reward will be great. So hold on a little longer. And when you discover yourself finding true strength because of your weakness, and when you do great things in my name, in spite of this, the impact will last for generations. Do you understand?
Yes. Thank you, Master.
A man like you, healing others. Oh, what a sight. I can't wait to hear your stories when you return. Shalom, my son.
Shalom.
And James. Remember, you will be healed. It's only a matter of time. Shalom, my son.
Shalom.
Do you see it? And let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. So not only should we expect to suffer, we should expect to see God do his best work in and through that suffering. Through us. What a sight. People must know!
Next mission, team now. You're cleared hot at this time. Smoke Vet 6. This is Smoke Jumper 7. Roger that. Next mission, time now.